longevity. I understand how long he's been in the league. But you can't go down 7-1 to Tom Brady and think, oh, I'm still on pace to be the GOAT. You're still a kid in this conversation. There's almost a little hater in me just saying, because you know when a song comes out and you like it, and then all of a sudden your friend likes it, you're like, oh, that's cool, that's smart. Like, we both got the same musical taste. And then your other friend, next thing you know, everywhere you go, you hear it. All of a sudden you start listening. I don't even like that song as much because everywhere you go, they keep playing it. Everywhere I go, Patrick Mahomes is a GOAT. Patrick Mahomes dynasty. And I'm like, a little premature because he could now be in a situation where he has one win, bad production, and now a loss. Who cares how you play if you lose this game? Patrick Mahomes needs to catch up to Tom Brady. And who is Tom Brady? Boy, Tom Brady is the guy that is lapping the field in so many different ways. Look at these numbers, bruh. 6 rings behind Brady in the quest to be the GOAT if Mahomes doesn't win. How about this? You will be now a guy that people will start to question in the biggest moments. How about this? You'll be the same guy who has the same number of Super Bowls as Trent Dilfer. Love you, Trent. Brad Johnson, my dog. Nick Foles, yo boy. And then Patrick Mahomes on that same level for another year with who knows what happens going forward. He needs this one. He needs to try and catch up.
I like that take, and this is hard to delineate between the two, but I'm going to say Tom Brady needs it more. And I'm going here, Sal. Brady got more mouths to feed. Think about it, man.
More kids than Mahomes?
As far as kids that are hungry on the roster. 31 players on the Chiefs won a Super Bowl. Only 3 players on the Buccaneers have won a Super Bowl. Okay. That's less than 10%. You got over 60% on the Chiefs roster. So if you are on a Bucs roster, you're looking at Tom Brady like, Tom Brady, please. Like, Tom Brady, please. I need me one, Tom Brady. Like,
Brady, you got one of them rings.
You got some of them rings, Brady. Give me one of them rings. Real talk. Like, Mike Evans is like, hey, I mean, I thought I was a Hall of Famer, but Brady said I was. But it's going to be hard for me to get into the Hall of Fame without a ring. AB, for sure.
Yeah, that's
like,
the one.
Like, AB, we all think he got a ring because he was on the Steelers. Steelers went to several Super Bowls, and AB was on the Steelers, feels like forever. So AB looking around like, man, I desperately need this joint. Like, please help me. And so Brady got more pressure because he has more mouths to feed. And I think that's really the pressure nobody's talking about. At the end of the day, everybody in the locker room, you know how it is. You've been in these locker room situations.
Begging.
Everybody looking at you like you the man. When you are that dude, everybody's looking at you, the fearless leader, like, show up. I know I can do something, but I can only do so much. You, Tom Brady, show up, show out. That's my first thing. Second thing, I think Brady has more pressing expectations.
What's the difference?
I'm not going to say, the difference is like Brady's expectations are more imminent. We all know Brady playing with house money at this point in time, but he could go for broke. Brady could be terrible next year, at least in 2 years. But Patrick Mahomes, we know he about to play in at least 1, 2, 3.
Oh, we know?
4. We do.
Dan Marino said that too.
We know.
We know. Who's we? You and you and who?
Me and the rest of them Chiefs. Tyreek Hill, who think he's going to get 6
I think they're a little biased. like
we can safely assume Mahomes will go back. More safely than Tom Brady.
I'm with you. I'm trying to argue. Dan Marino said
we can safely assume Mahomes will go back.
Okay.
So I think Brady has more pressing expectations right here, right now, than Patrick Mahomes does. Because Brady, this might be the last one. Patrick Mahomes, you don't know how many more. Maybe it could be 8. Maybe it could only be 3. Maybe it could be 10.
Okay.
Like, we just don't know. And for that reason, I think pressure's on Brady.
Like you. Love you. Won't ever really show it. Just say it. Show up and show out. You guys got to. You got to show up and show out if you're Patrick Mahomes, right? There are question marks already about him showing up and showing out. Be real. Players, the first person that lets you know that you are a little suspect is not even your teammates. It's that mirror. Now, a lot of us walk past the mirror so fast and we didn't listen to that conversation. Then we walk in that locker room. And I've been there before when I was on top of the mountain. I didn't even say a joke. Look at Wiley, boy. Wiley. Ooh, that Wiley. I ain't said nothing, dog. Stop. And then when you starting to come down the hill or they just got a little question mark about you, you say a bomb joke. I mean, you got that joke from Kevin Hart, Eddie Murphy, and Chris Tucker. Back in the days, that's my days. And they like, you know why? Because they looking at Patrick Mahomes. Be real. First 3 rounds of the playoffs in his entire career, his short career so far, higher yards per attempt than in the Super Bowl. Completion percentage 5 points higher than in the Super Bowl. Touchdown to interception ratio. This is crazy. Every time you see Patrick Mahomes in the postseason, except the Super Bowl, 15 touchdowns, no interceptions. Never threw a pick. But in the Super Bowl, 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Smart football players are looking at him a little side-eye, but they trust in him and his ability. But then you get to the passer rating. How you going to be 116 in every game and every round, and then the Super Bowl you drop to 78? Is there a pattern? And if he doesn't show up and show out, they're going to start to think there is a pattern. But let's just talk about a guy who may lose in this Super Bowl, and Patrick Mahomes. When you are first in quarterback wins, when you're first in yards, when you're first in touchdowns since you've been a starter, and second in passer rating, how dare you lose to a guy over the hill, out of his prime when you're in your physical prime? So you keep talking about pressure. Patrick Mahomes doesn't want that narrative, that pattern to continue. So here's pressure on him for him to ball.
But when we talk pressure, you know me, well, we're not even talking pressure. We're quite literally talking who has more to lose. I liked your first lap because you said, Patrick Mahomes, you ain't even got what Tom Brady has. But if you turn that on his head, who has more to lose? The person who has more. You feel me? Like, we argued this before.
Here we go again.
Like,
come on,
Bill
man.
Gates has more to lose than Emmanuel Acho. Because Bill Gates has more.
He has more.
So he has more to lose.
He has more in quantity, but not more in quality.
Talk about that.
A billionaire who loses $1 million is like, what'd you say? I lost what? Oh, man, quality of my life ain't changing. Acho, I don't know how much you got. Your brother Sam said you broke. But the point is, I don't know how much you got. But if you lose $1 million, that watch go. I'm like, where your watch go? Why no more velvet selling? Like, where the velvet go? Why you only got one phone instead of 3 like you do? That is a difference. It's different.
So you're going to separate between quality and quantity.
Yeah,
that's fair.
You have to.
But I will say this. Tom Brady has something to lose in both for the fact of he's now giving away not his $1 million, hypothetically speaking, but he's giving away a ring to the person.
You don't want to give it to him.
To the person who's
wrong person that's going to get that money.
Brady could give it to anybody else. Oh, Rodgers, you can get it. Oh, Jared Goff, sure, you can get it. Russell Wilson, sure, you can get it. But you going to give it to the one person who's not about to catch him because he ain't about to, but to the one person who has the potential to catch him. That's where the fear comes in if you're Brady.
Yeah, the hypothetical, like, contention. Like, we all know, like, there's somebody out there that you're like, they got next. I'm sure a lot of analysts saw you day one was like, yo, he got next. But I've been at the network for 10 years. He ain't gonna pass me. Was that Acho? Like, because I went through the same thing, but it was a long time ago. But you're hosting the show at 30, 29. I was hosting the show at 35. I retired at 32, 2-3 years removed, same as you. And you passed by people, so you don't want to pass the torch, especially with somebody who has gasoline already full up in a tank. But if Brady loses, big dog, he still would have 4 more Super Bowl rings than Patrick Mahomes and 2 more than any quarterback in NFL history. If he loses, he still has 8 more Super Bowl appearances than Mahomes and twice as many as any other quarterback in history. Like, I don't care, win or lose, there is a lot of pressure, and more importantly, more to lose for Patrick Mahomes.
So then, let's qualify. Because is it that Brady actually has more to lose, but it doesn't matter to him as much? I think that's what, because we really are talking about the same example about the billionaire who has more to lose than the millionaire, but to the billionaire don't matter as much. Brady has significantly more to lose. I just don't know if it matters to Brady, because the other thing Brady has to lose is the grandiose argument, Brady-Belichick. Does he care about it? Probably not. Are we going to care about it? Maybe, but I know we're going to talk about it. So Brady definitely has the argument of, hey, was it you or was it Belichick, which we will continue to have over the next 5, 10, 15 years until the end of time about who's deserving of more credit. Brady, you lose the Super Bowl. Now, you ain't won a Super Bowl without Belichick. You've been, but you ain't won one. Belichick goes on to win one. Now he's been and potentially won one. So now he's going to get the credit that you don't get. To Brady, it might not matter, but that is a substantial loss on Brady's overarching legacy.
Okay, it is, but it's a hit. If you know the stock market, if you know your portfolio deeper, it's one of those unrealized losses. Stock market goes up and down. There are realized losses. That means I need my money, so I'm going to have to realize I lost that money and take it out. Or there's unrealized losses. Like, yo, if you took your money out right now, this is an L. But Tom Brady's going to continue to play and play with house money, as you said. So if a 43-year-old loses to a 25-year-old who is the next thing, that's almost an unrealized loss, because it's like, I'm not done, and he should beat me. He's favored to beat me. So this is a situation where we're really talking about equity. Tom Brady will lose some equity. As you have a home, you have equity in your home. Unless you need to sell your house today, the equity will fluctuate and hopefully always continue to grow. But it can go up and down. It only matters when you need it. And right now, Patrick Mahomes needs it. He needs to actually take the equity out of his greatness and put it on full display. Tom Brady like, dog, I don't need to sell my house right now. Dog, I don't need to pull my money out the market. I'm good on top of good. You're just good trying to be great. That's different.
Let's go then into the mind if we can, and we can't get all the way there because Tom Brady's the greatest of all time. But if you're Tom Brady, you're not thinking that Patrick Mahomes is better than you.
No.
You're not thinking that the Chiefs are better than you. You actually thinking, wait a second, I'm still the greatest in the world. I'm still the best in the world. So even if we want to act as though Tom Brady doesn't have the pressure because Patrick Mahomes is better, Tom Brady doesn't have the pressure because Patrick Mahomes is younger, think about Tom Brady, Stel. He done kicked his family out the house for 12 days just to make sure he don't get sick. Like, Tom Brady, he is just, his pressure in his head is mounting and it's building because to Tom Brady's still the greatest to play this game.
Oh, you done messed up now. You done messed up now because you done touched my heart. Let's talk about next, because I think that's a pressure in itself. We don't talk enough about what's on Patrick Mahomes' shoulders. We talk about he already got a $500 million contract.